Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really cool open source project called Open Notebook. It's built on a pretty simple but honestly a really powerful idea. What if you had this amazing AI learning assistant that was completely private, totally under your control, and actually worked for you? Let's jump in and see how they're making that happen.
I mean, we live in a pretty incredible time, right? AI can summarize articles, it can explain super complex topics, and it can totally supercharge our research. But, and this is a big but, it comes with this nagging question. As you're feeding these systems all your thoughts, your research, your random ideas, who actually owns all that data? It's kind of the central trade-off of the modern AI era. You get convenience, but you give up control.
And that trade-off right there brings us to what you could call the AI learning dilemma. How do we get all the awesome benefits of these powerful tools without basically handing over the keys to our digital brain?
So let me ask you, does any of this sound familiar? Maybe you're a learning enthusiast, someone who really wants to build deep, lasting understanding, not just get a quick summary. Or maybe you're more of an independent thinker who really values your privacy and wants to be the one to choose which AI models you use. If any of that resonates with you, then this project was, well, basically built for you.
So what is the answer to this whole dilemma? Well, the project we're looking at today proposes a pretty elegant solution, a tool that acts as your very own personal cognitive partner.
I love this quote from the project's website because it captures the whole vibe perfectly. The cognitive partner you always wanted and could never explain why. You know? It speaks to that deep desire for a tool that works with you, that enhances your thinking process without just taking it over.
So what is Open Notebook exactly? Well, to put it simply, it's an AI research platform that you host yourself. The magic words here are private, multimodal, and 100% local. What that really means is your data stays with you on your machine, and you get to decide which AI engine is powering the whole experience.
Okay, so how does Open Notebook actually deliver on this big vision? Well, it all really comes down to three core principles that make it so different from the mainstream options: privacy, choice, and control.
And this right here really illustrates the fundamental difference in philosophy. With Open Notebook, you are in the driver's seat. It's your data, you pick the AI provider, and hey, because it's open source, you can customize literally anything you want. It's the complete opposite of a closed system where the company is making all those choices for you.
When you put it head-to-head with something like Google's NotebookLM, the practical differences become crystal clear. Look at privacy. It's self-hosted versus being stuck in the Google Cloud. For AI choice, you get over 16 different providers versus, well, just Google's models. And check out API access. Open Notebook gives you a full REST API, which is huge for automating things, while the alternative gives you nothing. It's all about that flexibility.
So what does all this actually mean for you? Well, it means your research stays completely 100% private. It means you can actually control your costs by picking cheaper models or even running them locally for free with amazing tools like Ollama. And maybe most importantly, there's no vendor lock-in. You own your data, so you're never ever trapped in one company's ecosystem.
Okay, so we've totally established the philosophy behind it. But what can this tool actually do? Let's get to the fun part and look at some of the powerful features in action. First off, think of it as a central hub for all of your research materials. You can throw pretty much anything at it: PDFs, documents, YouTube videos, audio files, web pages, you name it. It becomes the single source of truth for whatever project you're working on.
Now this feature is one of my absolute favorites. You can actually turn your research into a multi-speaker podcast. I mean, just imagine gathering all your notes, creating a few speaker profiles, and then having the AI generate a full audio episode explaining your topic. It's a completely different way to review and really absorb what you've learned.
And the power doesn't stop there, not at all. It has an intelligent search that uses both keyword matching and that fancy vector search to find concepts and ideas, not just words. You can chat with an AI that is grounded only in your documents. And like we mentioned, you get that full API for all you power users who want to build custom workflows.
You know, a project like this is absolutely nothing without its community. So let's talk for a minute about the amazing people who are building and supporting Open Notebook.
And wow, what a community it is. As of this recording, the project has over 17,000 stars on GitHub. Now, for an open source tool, that is a massive, massive signal of interest and validation from the developer world. It really shows this idea is hitting home for a lot of people.
And this is so important to point out.
This isn't a free trial or some limited version. Open Notebook is completely free, and it's released under the MIT license, which is one of the most permissive, friendly, open-source licenses out there. That pretty much guarantees it's going to stay open and accessible forever.
So if this sounds interesting to you at all, there are plenty of ways you can get involved. You can show your support just by starring the repository on GitHub, you can join the conversation on their Discord server to share ideas, or if you're a developer, you can even contribute to the code. They're always looking for beta testers and people to just share how they're using it. And all of this really brings us to the central question, doesn't it? The one that's at the very heart of this project's vision. If you had a powerful AI partner that actually respected your privacy and worked exactly the way you wanted it to, what would you build? What new knowledge would you unlock? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.